Hello, I wanted to share a little bit about my card deck that I created called Medicine for the Soul cards. And yeah, just my journey of how they actually came about. So back in 2008, one evening, I just got inspired to turn on my laptop and create. And I was drawing in one of my designer programs, and just these shapes and symbols started to emerge. And I remember just admiring these shapes and like being quite curious, like where they were coming from, what they were. And the following night, I went onto my computer again and I continued creating these shapes and these creations. And what was emerging at that point was the 7 chakras, and the colors that were coming through and the shapes were signifying the main 7 chakras. And I went to my computer again and I kept creating, and after a little bit of time I actually realized that a card deck was being created. This is actually a card deck. And I never intended on ever making a card deck, but this is how it actually started. Over about a 6-year period where I took quite a bit of breaks from it, every now and again I would sort of feel the spark of inspiration to turn on my laptop and start working on my cards again. And over time, these beautiful cards came about, all different types of themes, and from the chakras to the 4 elements to different spiritual concepts like light and shadow and creativity and spontaneity, and then it led into animals, which I love. After I had completed the 50 cards that I created, I decided to then start on the writing, and that was a whole different type of a process, a really creative and actually intuitive process. I decided that I wanted to create poems for each card, and just 4 simple lines. So that process took about 2 years, where I would look at my design, look at my card, and just allow whatever words and feelings were coming through. And then after time, I distilled that into 4 lines of poetry. And these are my cards. So I'll show you a little glimpse of my cards. You get a little sense. But yeah, these are my cards. They're upside down. There's a lot of patterns, a lot of geometric shapes, and yeah, I really do love them. And every now and again, I do get an inspiration to create new ones or add to this deck and tweak them a little bit. And yeah, this is my Medicine for the Soul card deck. There are 50 cards. What I've observed over the last few years is people are using them as like a weekly inspiration. So what I do is often on like a Monday morning, I lay out my cards and I pick one for the week, and it just allows me to have a sense of where I need to focus on. So I can even pick one now. Let's see what card I pick. So this one is Unconditional Love, and I'll read it. It says, opening the heart through tenderness, the giver and receiver of all things, that vulnerable place of life-filled energy which carries you to the depths of your soul. So that's a little taster of my cards. So that's my story of my Medicine for the Soul cards. Oh, and very important part of that journey was actually the original box that I created it in. So I'm actually in the process now of making a hard box so I can sell it on places like Takealot and Amazon and places like that. But how it originally came through to me is that I needed to create a wooden box with a hand-picked feather, and I had that vision came through very, very clearly to me in a shamanic training that I was involved with, and I saw it so vividly. And this is the box. There's a feather, and then you open the box, and the cards sit inside the box with my little medicine for the soul sticker over there. Those are my cards.